In the city of Blackmere, Elias Rowe was known as the careful man. Not flashy, not loud, just steady. 2 small warehouses by the canal, shares in 3 fishing boats, cash split in 3 places, every debt tracked, every payment logged. People didn't call him lucky. They called him unbreakable. Then came the invitation. A private card room above a tavern. Merchants, officers, men who loved risking what they didn't sweat for. Elias didn't belong there, but the city was celebrating a new trade deal. Wine flowed, music spilled into the streets, and someone said the sentence that ruins more fortunes than storms. Just come watch. One night, no harm. Elias told himself he'd only watch. Upstairs, the room was warm and gold. Candles, velvet, a heavy table. Coins clinked like music. Men laughed like consequences were for other people. Elias sat at the edge. Then a merchant he knew pushed a small stack toward him. "Play one hand," he said, "for the story." Elias hesitated. The buy-in was small. One hand couldn't change anything, so he played. He won. Not huge, just enough for heads to turn. A few men nodded like he'd passed a test. Elias felt a spark. Not greed. Recognition. Because being careful is lonely. And in that room, he wasn't just careful. He was impressive. He played another hand. Won again. A rare streak. The kind that makes your mind rewrite reality. Now the table leaned in. "You have a gift," someone said. Elias laughed, but inside, his brain started doing quiet math. 2 hours like this, and I can clear the last warehouse loan. 3 hours, and I can buy another boat share. He wasn't chasing luxury. He was chasing control. Then the luck turned. A bad hand. Then another. Not catastrophic. Just enough to erase the earlier wins. Elias looked at his stack and felt pressure. Because once you've won, losing doesn't feel like losing. It feels like something was taken. So he raised the bet. Not to get rich, to get back to normal. He lost again. The room felt hotter, the laughter sharper. A man across the table smiled. Big men don't fold. Elias didn't want to be seen as small, so he didn't fold. Within an hour, he'd lost what he brought. He should have stood up right then. He should have walked out and let embarrassment burn off in the cold night air. But the dealer asked calmly, "Credit?" The merchant beside him leaned close. "Everyone does it. One signature. You'll win it back." Elias had never borrowed for gambling, but Elias had a reputation, and reputations are expensive to protect. So he signed. A short note. High interest. Fast deadline. He told himself it wasn't debt. It was a bridge. He played again. Lost. He signed again. Lost. Soon the money stopped feeling like money and started feeling like numbers in a fever. Stacks sliding forward. Coins replaced by ink. Near midnight, the room went quiet. A final hand. The kind that makes a man believe the universe is about to apologize. Elias pushed everything in. Borrowed stacks, remaining coins, his pride. The cards turned. Elias lost. Not by a trick, by the simple cruelty of probability. The room didn't gasp. It didn't comfort. It simply watched. Elias walked downstairs in silence. Outside, the city was still celebrating. Lanterns, music, laughter. But Elias felt like he'd stepped into a different world. The next morning, the real storm arrived. Not rain, collectors. Those friendly credit notes weren't favors. They were contracts, high interest, short deadlines, harsh penalties. Elias tried to fix it fast. He sold goods cheap. He sold a boat share too early. He borrowed again to cover the first borrowing. And that's when everyone learned the truth. Elias's wealth had been strong because it was slow. Gambling demanded speed. and speed is where careful men die. Within weeks, the canal warehouses, his life's anchor, were signed away to settle what he owed. Not because he was suddenly poor, because one night created a hole deeper than a lifetime of saving could fill. It wasn't one bad hand that destroyed him. It was the moment he tried to repair a loss with a bigger risk. Because the fastest way to lose wealth is to believe you can win time back.